I mean, assuredly, we are going to see some new creations underway. And here we go. Game number 1, Mugi and Adriel.
Evo Ghost in the back with the Suspicious Bush. Dash from Adriel on the Golden Knight. Looking like at the top, just 1.9 Hyperbait Evo Ghost cycle. Adriel with a nice tornado, but the Ghost stays locked on tower. This is a big connection for Mugi in the first minute of the match.
Yeah, Ghost gets caught on top of the wall breakers, just a huge interaction mistake. Now he's gonna have to take the entire Dark Goblin to the face, and now he's still not defending. His left tower is at 1816, right tower at 1878, a massive and impressive start for Mugi.
This is a very common idea versus this deck though, this Hyperbait cycle, to basically, pick your battles. You have to take some damage. You're going to take some damage, and being able to stay in the Elixir advantage, especially with this very expensive deck that Adriel has, is important.
Right there, Zappy cycled in the back left by Adriel. Should be able to clean up this bush pretty well, but I'm thinking the right one is going to get a shot. No, instead locks onto the Zappies.
Ghost actually does a pretty good job. A little bit of an Evo Breaker connection. But what I'm really thinking right now is like, what is Adriel's last card? I assume it's a Goblin Drill. And if that is the case, I think there is chances for a comeback here with a big giant skeleton push.
Yeah, you have to assume, okay, and that's what's going to make sense. I was thinking that it was going to be Goblin Drill plus Magic Archer, but Magic Archer, it's always going to be able to cycle so easily, so it makes sense that we're seeing Xe. Last card should indeed be Drill.
All right, the dust settles for a moment. We're heading into double elixir time. Adriel's up a little bit of elixir. Let's see what he decides to do with that. There it is, Giant Skelly in the back.
So Adriel going to try and defend properly. Mugi going to cycle the Dark Goblin.
Evo Ghost on defense, does a great job. This is what Evo Ghost is meant for. You get in cycle, you make an attack. If they try to pressure other lane, use that Ghost to provide a dual lane pressure after defending. But Mugi's doing actually a really good job. The ghouls do take out the Dark Gob though. The Evo Breaker's on defense.
Yeah,
big pressure.
And Mugi's down to almost 0 elixir. The Royal Ghost is going to come down, and it's going to be the Evo as well. And now this Drill, what looked like an offensive push for Adriel, is now becoming just an offensive push for Mugi. The bomb is going to explode, and that is a Ghost not going to get a shot. So just perfect defense by Mugi.
Adriel's locked in too, though. Gold 9 to board. The dash really cleans up the left lane. And now, once again, the dust is kind of settling. Adriel really needs to make another one of those big pushes and make something happen.
Yeah, so what are we thinking? Are we thinking that he's going to have to wait till triple elixir? Or is he supposed to? I mean, he's clearly not supposed to be cycling drills. We should only be seeing 3 drills max in this game.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You need to make the big push and use the drill just to supplement that big push. Nice bar drill to defend. And this is looking like one of those pushes that we're talking about. Giant Skelly, Evo Executioner, and the drill inbound. I wonder if we'll see a Gold Knight as well.
And right there, really nice NATO. The Xe is not going to be able to lock just 1/10 of a centimeter. I'm not very good with the metric system. We have been talking about that this weekend. And yeah, I mean, just so close. And that's a giant skeleton on top of the tower.
And the Evo goes on the left lane. Gold Knight connects. Big damage.
303, 142. Mugi doesn't have an answer. Adriel takes it.
All right, Barbarian Barrel at the bridge from Mugi. Skeletons from Adriel. And a Furnace as well. Bowler. Interesting. Maybe Electro Giant from Mugi here.
Yeah, every time you see Mugi run the Bar Barrel and the Bowler, you're thinking it could be Loon Freeze. It probably isn't. It's probably the E-Giant, but it could be.
Mighty Miner continuing to push forward. And it is looking like E-Giant. Adriel's side kind of just looks like Hog Earthquake. Hog, it definitely took a backseat a little bit after the 3-card cycle change, but now it's kind of deciding to come a little bit more back in the meta here.
Yeah, Mugi going to be running E-Giant for sure. Last card's Lightning, NATO, and what's the other? Oh, it should be the Ghost. But no Ghost.
Evo Valkyrie taking the place of the Ghost here. Tornado does activate. Mighty Miner is still a threat.
Baby Dragon.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, Baby Dragon Evo is definitely here. Lightning Baby Dragon last cards. Mighty Miner ability. It locks on. Mugi's low in elixir. It's a really solid amount of damage. Will this E-Giant get anything on the back end? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, Adriel with a very strong push, and now this Goblin Hut, as strong as the Goblin Hut is, sometimes it gets into these situations where it's a little too slow, it's not getting the exact value, all the cards are dead, and so now it's not getting any offensive pressure as well. And right there, Goblin Hut not putting in the work that it usually does.
Furnace in the back. Gonna deal with the Baby Dragon pretty well. Matchup-wise, you know, historically, Hog EQ has done very well versus E-Giant, but with this E-Giant variation with Bowler, Nado, Evo Valkyrie, and Goblin for the Hog, it's definitely not as difficult for E-Giant to win, but Adriel with such a solid lead definitely puts him in a spot where he can try to just defend for the rest of the match.
Oh my goodness, and the Furnace still locks onto the bowler the entire time, unfortunately gets struck by the bowling at the last second, otherwise it would have been able to stay alive in the tower, takes out the E-Giant perfectly, plus the Barb, and the Mighty Miner is going to come down just in time.
Baby Dragon on the board. This Baby Dragon, mark my words, that is the card that will give Mugi a chance to come back. A lot of the time you see a very common sequence where you go Electro Giant in the back, Evo Baby Dragon, and while the Evo Baby Dragon is still on the board, you get to another Electro Giant and you speed it towards the tower to win the game.
Yeah, Mugi just waiting for that opportunity to happen. Adriel just cycling Furnaces, cycling Teslas. I mean, it really, once you get into overtime, it feels like he's never able to go on offense. It's just always defense, 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 and this should be difficult, and it's not going to be Hog EQ. We're going to see Hog Lightning, and I don't know how that affects the matchup. I think it should make it a bit easier to defend.
Yeah, the Lightning is so much better than Earthquake here. Yes, the Earthquake's good for his Goblin Hunt and for chipping, but, you know, well, I just said, you know, Evo Baby Dragon is the way, right? But then the Lightning immediately dropped onto it, and now, you know, Adriel's in a really solid spot. Although Mugi is chipping away throughout the match, all of a sudden it's like very close, or just a lightning margin between the players here.
Yeah, really, really good micro from Adriel. Putting the Ice Spirit down, not having the Bowler target the tower, and not the Tesla as well. It's going to stay alive long enough for it to get value on top of this E-Gen as well. So just one tiny little micro play that you don't really think about, that's going to make this defense so easy.
Evo Furnace is getting cleaned up by the Barbarian Barrel, but the Skeletons are trying to protect. Evo Valkyrie now on the board, and we're heading into triple elixir overtime. High anti-lightning Tesla placement, but an E-Giant nonetheless.
Right there, Lightning on defense by Adriel. This Baby Dragon is going to put in quite a bit of work, and that Mighty Miner going to put in all the damage? No, gets the Bowler to half health, but there's a lot of troops that are stacking for Mugi.
A lot of stacking. Tesla does end up taking the Dragon out. 35 seconds. There's the Evo Baby Dragon. Evo Tesla trying to lock onto the Dragon, and he gets it. This Evo Baby Dragon getting taken off the map is imperative for Adriel's defense.
Yeah, and right here, Mugi just placing troops down on the bridge, not using his Lightning, trying to go troops first and foremost. This is the Lightning. This is the push that he was looking for. 15 seconds left. Can he get the Bowler? The Mighty Miner activation, it's going to be able to stay.
Wait,
I think the
Bowler's locked. The Tesla's trying to stop.
The Bowler gets the second shot.
Baby Dragon connects. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. All of a sudden, Adriel, the perfection through the first 4 minutes, 45 seconds. Final 15, can't do enough.
Spear Empress from Adriel and a Evo Skeleton Barrel for Mugi with the Mortar Evo as well.
So technically, we could be seeing a repeat of what we saw with, I believe it was Vitor and Frontier, but already looking a little bit different. So there is a Mortar deck. Okay, so Ice Wizard as well.
Miner tanking for the Flying Machine. Minions are going to clean up pretty well. Looks like Adriel's got like a Lava Miner deck, except Mugi has a lot of air defense, honestly. He's got the Ice Wiz, he's got the minions, he's most likely going to have arrows. He did not use arrows previously, so yeah, arrows to clean up lava puffs as well. The big question is like, what kind of spells is Adriel going to have with this Lava Miner deck in order to try to break through these defenses? Yeah,
I think I'd like to see. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about Lava. You know, if there's anybody that's going to be running it, I guess I want Adriel. It's clear that they have a plan. They know what they're supposed to be doing, but Lava just scares me in these kind of competitions.
Mortar is going to get one hit. Spear Empress continues to get value. And then the Flying Machine as well. These air units on Adriel's side of the map are getting quite a bit of value. But the cannon card does lock as well.
Yeah, that's going to be 3 shots right there. Empress on top of the tower. Can it get 3 shots? It absolutely will. 2131, lowest tower for Mugi, 2150. I mean, this is, all knotted up, and there we go.
Oh, the Goblin Curse comes out. You can hear the crowd, like really just astonished. This card was really strong a month or 2 ago, and after the nerf, we don't see as much anymore. But if there's any use for it, it's in this game versus the gang, versus the minions, and versus that Evo skeleton barrel.
Yeah, it's like they drew it up perfectly. Adriel finally, no, still not going to set up with the lava. All right, he's clearly had a ton of practice. A lot of these pros, especially in these like big competitions, you're not able to think as well as you usually would. Okay, do I lava now? Do I lava then? When do I do it? He's decided that in this matchup, it's all about the defense. Wait until overtime, wait until double elixir. I love that he has such a clear plan in mind.
Big counter push. Spear Empress staying for the miner. Flying Sheen plus Ground Empress in the left-hand lane. Trying to take the Ice Wiz and clean up the counter push. Goes the gang. Does he go for Curse Zap? No. He goes for, oh, he does go Curse Zap.
He has no elixir, 3 elixir, arrows come out. He gets the tower all the way down to 428, and oh my, all of a sudden, Adriel's in a commanding lead.
This is unbelievable.
What just happened?
He's playing Lava Miner, and he has not played Lava on a single time. Instead, abusing the Spear Empress, abusing the Flying Machine. This is what I talk about. This is what Adriel does best. He finds the weaknesses in the matchup and then uses that to the perfection.
I mean, just beautiful work by Adriel. He's going to be able to clean up the mortar easily with the Flying Machine. Mortar does get a shot, but at this point, I mean, it's just a matter of time.
What, the machine's on?
The machine won!
The machine
It's
won!
over!